One time for your mind, 2 times for the grind. Watch out.
Welcome to the Wave Report.
Wave Report.
We bike.
What's going on? It's your boy Joe Waters, a.k.a.
Yeah, it's your boy Young One Johnny. You already know Mr. Nappy Dreads.
Mr. Nappy Dreads is here.
Yeah,
What y'all boys been up to?
man, it's been a good week,
Yeah?
a productive week. Shall
Productive,
I say.
yeah.
Yeah, man. You know I'm working on 13 albums for the year.
Always. It seemed like. It's, hey, man, where you at? Yeah, I'm in the studio. I'm in the session.
Yeah. Finally got one. Coming to a close. That's gonna drop soon. So you know, salute to my boy Israel.
Joe, what you been working on? Aside from staring off in the distance.
I mean, it's your boy. I mean, the Walmart bandit.
He been working on his posture.
My posture. No. What I've been working on? Life. Really. I've been working on. Not messing with you. I've been working on Life Got Therapy. Last one just dropped. The therapy conversation pieces. I appreciate y'all interaction on that. Wow.
Yeah.
It was a little blown away by the response on that. In addition to that, I got a battle coming up in a few weeks. I've been getting ready for that. My opponent is trash, but I'm being humble about it.
How you gonna say
in
your opponent
addition-
trash, then you been humble about
In
it?
addition,
That's hard.
Can it get any worse?
in addition to that, we got what else we got? We got merch moving. Just dropped a new 3M merch for you guys, so I appreciate the support there. Just working, just a lot of work, work. Not sleeping really. So it's a lot of work. You know, it's my everyday.
That's good to hear. Y'all know we got something special for y'all coming from Dark Matter real soon, man.
Ooh, I like that.
Real soon.
I seen we got shut down for a little bit. I knew y'all was. It wasn't
Real
long.
soon, Joe. You peeped that. Real soon, man.
I knew it wasn't long, cause you know I wake up every Monday. You know what I mean?
You know they gonna come out the gate swinging.
Real soon, man.
Facts.
Hey, so we gonna hop right in today, man.
Let's
We're
get
gonna
it.
hop right in.
Well, I'm on my whiskey, so
We all
I'm with the smoke.
we all know that gang culture has been popular not just amongst hip hop, but just American history. Why are gangs so popular today amongst the youth? I have my own opinion.
I feel like I have multiple opinions. You know what I mean?
Let them out.
You know what I'm saying? It's a wide range of things. I think the first surface level of it is a lot of kids don't have nothing else to do. You know what I mean? Like they feel a part of something. Most of us come from broken homes, especially in the black community.
Correct.
You know what I mean? A lot of us come from broken homes, and when you come from that environment or that atmosphere, you don't have much family around, and when you get a part of something that's somewhat bigger than yourself, even if everything you do is not exactly savory, you still feel a part of something.
That's true.
So you feel like you got somebody, you got your brothers, because you ain't never had your dad growing up. So
Right.
this must be what it feels like to have a family. They got my back. If anything happen, I know they gonna ride.
True.
Even though half the time they won't. You know what I'm saying? But you feel that way.
Yeah,
you feel
for
that
real.
way.
Yeah.
I remember being in the car with my mother once, and we were driving.
Hey, pardon me. I thought you was gonna say I remember being in the gang. I was like, Joe, I've
No,
never
listen to
heard
me.
this story.
Follow me. I remember being in the car with my mom once. We was driving, and it seemed like I really wasn't paying attention because your mother drives, you don't really care. She drives slow, whatever. But she was driving, and I kind of noticed we was, it seemed like we were following somebody, and pulled into a little gas station. And after we pulled into the gas station, my mom gets out, and she does this little thing, and I didn't realize it was because the girl that she saw, they were in the same sorority. They were AKAs. Now, the thing I kind of caught about that was it didn't matter where you were. Didn't matter where, like, she didn't go to school there. She went to school in New York. This happened in Virginia. It didn't matter where you were. You belonged to a sorority, and anytime you saw a sister, you had to show love. You had to show respect. A lot of times, gang culture is exactly the same way as brotherhood. It's I have family. I have a brother anywhere in the world that I go. If I'm in Sacramento, California, and I get stuck, I know I can call somebody who can call somebody, and I can get taken care of. I can have a place to sleep at. I can have somewhere to lay my head. At its best, at its appropriate structure, gang culture was about that. It was about repping your set, repping your neighborhood. But if you was a blood, then if you was really plugged in, I'm not talking about you bloods out there that said, hey, I'm going to be a blood today. All right, I'm talking about like if you were connected and you had an OG and you had somebody that was really connected, certified, had the tat to match, because you're not really part of a gang if you ain't got the tat. I'm just throwing it out there. Anyway, but you had the tat to match the rep your set. You had the flags to match what you do. Then you would be connected any and everywhere. One thing I could say, you know, certain gangs, Vice Lords, GDs, definitely Latin Kings, they plugged in everywhere. They plugged in everywhere. It don't matter where they go, they plugged in everywhere. And I always looked at it as it was a connection to, just like Jonah said, it was a connection to a family no matter where you went. And the only reason why I stayed out of it is because hustlers had to pay tribute. And I ain't even in front. I didn't want to give up my money. I lived on a block where there was muscle, so we didn't really have to make that decision. We just had to be loyal to our block. It didn't have to be a blood or a Crip or anything like that. I can honestly say, if it wasn't for the fact that my neighborhood was strong with people who were from that neighborhood, I'd have joined myself. Because it had every benefit that I would have wanted. And I got a brotherhood. I got people I could be connected to, no matter where in the world where in the states I'm at. If I want to be connected or plugged in, like I said, I make one phone call. I got a house to sleep at that night.
Right.
Somebody dies, they take care of that. They take care of that family for up to a year. See, if you understand gang culture, you understand the rules too.
You got to.
You take care of that family
break
for
them,
a year, you know. So if he was the main breadwinner, you make sure that the family taken care of, the funeral taken care of, the kids taken care of, the school, everything, the way of life for up to a year is taken care of. That's all I mean, you know, I feel deeply about it.
Yeah. My brother, some people know this, some people don't. My brother is a gang member. He been in the gang since I met him. He's in prison now. He's been in prison 12 years. You can guess whatever charges you guess, he's done it. My brother was in the gang before he went in, so he didn't go in prison to join the gang. He been in the gang. He been a blood. There are a lot of rules. You said like the tattoo. My brother's head is tatted, so you think he look crazy like if you seen him. Yeah, he doing a lot of time, but he get out hopefully soon. Amongst the youth, like Jonah said, both of y'all mentioned, a lot of kids, they feel like they don't have anything to do. Nowadays, I think because of the popularization of it, like with Nipsey being in the game, Game,
Lil
and you
Wayne.
know, and then you have people.
Geechee, Surf.
Yeah, then you have people. See, they like really involved though. Then you have popular people who just like, I'm just going to claim a gang today,
Lil Wayne.
and and they're like, oh, I was always a gang member. I'm blood affiliated or whatever. That's all fake. Because if you really know about gang culture, that's not something that you play with, you know, whatsoever. People have lost their lives protecting their gangs, protecting their family members and loved ones. Whole hoods have went to war just over gang affiliation.
Chicago.
And as far as, definitely. As far as the youth, man, something that the youth has to learn, that it's okay to be by yourself.
Come on now.
And all of us, none of us ever joined a gang. You know, we all had the opportunity to, I'm sure. Some of y'all out there, I'm sure. But somebody like me, even though my brother is in a gang, I'm not, you can't ask me like, Tay, are you gang affiliated? I'll tell you no. I'm just a man, I stand on my own too. Now, my brother's my brother, so if something happened to me, obviously he's my brother. Just like they're my brother. Something happened to them, I'm going to be there. But I am not gang affiliated at all. You know, my brother has his own life. And just because you hang around people who are engaged, that doesn't make you gang affiliated.
Right.
You know, some people just live a completely different lifestyle. I was always comfortable being on my own. You know, I took full responsibility for my actions. It's not the popular thing, obviously, because it's popular to put yourself within a group of people, like you said, to where you feel protected. You feel like you're part of a family. And truth be told, some people need that type of structure.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? It's not always a good thing to be on your own if you don't know how to handle it.
For sure.
And I think us three are like rare cases of people who's just like, hey man, you know, F it. I'm just gonna struggle on my own.
You know what I mean?
I ain't gonna join nobody just, you know, just to be their friend or nothing like that.
I had the fortune of, I lived in a city where, let's be real, like cats was trying to get money and hustle, and gang wars really, we cared about who. See, the wars that happened with people trying to muscle in on territory.
Right.
The wars that happen with who is your boss. See, I'm not gonna sit there and pretend like, yo, I was a boss. I was a worker. I was happy to be a worker because I was making money. My neighborhood had issues with who you worked for. It was never blood or Crip. So I had the fortune of that coming up later in life when I already had a different path. But when I was younger, nobody cared about that. There was GDs, there was Vice Lords, there was, you know what? It was really more than just Bloods and Crips. Like, it was, in my city, there was a lot of other options. But hustlers, it was just who was your boss. That's really what it came down to. What block you on, who territory you standing on, you know, who you get your work from, and this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
Who fronts you, who you pay back. It was those things. Who was your plug? Those were the things more than Bloods and gangs.
Street responsibilities.
Yeah, for sure.
As long as you stay in tune with that, you know, because you had your get money type people, and then you had your gang up kind of people.
Yeah.
In my neighborhood,
sure.
the gang up kind of people they were jack boys. They would stick up people. So they hustle was not selling drugs because you can't really pay a tribute like that.
True.
So,
That's true.
and if you're in a gang, I'm sorry, but you got to pay tribute. Everybody has to bring in. Everybody has to earn.
Yeah.
Selling drugs is a slow, you know, it's a time consuming type of thing.
It is.
That's not for everybody. Some people would just rather rob and stick up. Neighborhoods are crazy. You know what I mean?
It seems like it's much easier to join a gang now than what it used to be. You really used to have to like get initiated or hit a lick or something crazy, put your life in danger.
show
Now
you
it
value.
seems like if you just pay up or if you know somebody, they can just like give you a pass. I
feel
don't
like
respect that.
That's what's happening with the celebrities and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they pay for protection, and you can claim their set.
I know
That's wild, though.
I know in certain places in the Midwest, to get in, I don't want to say the place, but to get in to certain gangs, you gotta get a body on your name, and they give you the name. They tell you who has to fall, and if you want to be in, instead of getting jumped in, you gotta go make that body fall.
Yeah.
They tell you who, when,
Some
where.
hardcore shit there, bro.
Hey,
To say the least.
there's a war happening in an entire city, and a lot of it is because there's really not
Gang
too many
related?
rules. You know what I mean? So it's just
Or is it too many rules?
I think the rules of loyalty is it.
Yeah.
Be loyal, don't snitch. Follow directions, and that's the thing, man. Like, even people take modern concepts and broad concepts and they miniaturize it to just their neighborhood. In the military, you were given an order. It was on you to follow that order. In gang life, you're given an order. It's on you to follow that order. If you didn't follow your orders in the military, there's gonna be consequences. Same thing in gang life. So they take a broad concept and they miniaturize it, but they move it without organization the exact same.
Yeah, that's true. And for the youth, you know, especially like you said, we come from broken homes, impoverished environments. And look, man, if it's a group of dudes over here and I don't have no family at home, that's convenience for me.
Right.
I can join them. Even if I'm not really like that, I'm going to get with them and they're going to have my back. And that could put you in a lot of trouble, man, because you already know when it come down to it, man, them niggas going to tell on you on your own for real.
Come on now.
You on your own for real, man.
We see 6ix9ine right now.
Dog, you on your own for real, man.
Don't
He wasn't real blood though, but you on your own for real.
can't speak on
I mean,
that.
whatever
the people around him were, though.
Like I was finna
Go
say,
ahead.
whatever, you know what I'm saying? Those people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And they have to suffer for his foolishness, man.
What's the dude who owned the label? The dude who owned the label that was just simply affiliated.
Yeah.
Who ain't said a word, ain't told a word, ain't said nothing, been sitting in solitary confinement, not doing nothing, getting nothing. He gonna end up serving time because of another man talking on him.
Correct. That's correct.
And all he did was sign the man.
That's it.
He ain't never Suge Knight nobody. He ain't never, you know what I mean? Like, he affiliated, but just by affiliation, because you ain't check everybody in your corner now. He got to serve time. Probably won't see daylight until he a good 60, 70 years old for parole because of snitches. And it's a big thing about gang culture. If you're gonna be a part of the gang, you have to know your people. And that's why they vet you. They vet you on certain things. Like, yo, you got to go get a body because we need to make sure you down for this life. Because once you win, that's the only way you coming out.
That's real.
I
That's so
sadly
real.
just seen a video of a man holding his daughter get bucked out, and his daughter died. He was holding his daughter, and it was a little drive-by.
That's wild.
But that's why, like, yo, you have to know, like, if you in the gang culture, it's for life.
Yeah.
And those options were presented to me, but I was told, hey, You can hustle though. You know what I mean? I was trying to make money. Some people don't see that. Some people don't even get to that. Some people join gangs as jits.
Yeah.
So before they
Yeah.
even
For the most part.
For sure, yeah.
before
You're
they
right.
even see the
I
money.
would say the
aspect,
majority.
Yeah.
The vast majority.
they recruit you early because then you belong to something
You're impressionable.
factual. It's a lot of young soldiers out here fighting wars.
They don't know who started.
Hey.
Let me drop.
We'll
facts
talk
on-
about it.
Let me drop facts.
shit.
on you.
Talk about it.
The majority in 2018.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know the exact stat, but I know it's the majority number.
Mm-hmm.
The majority of the people killed within the Chicago War happening in Chicago, outside of Chicago, south side of Chicago, north side of Chicago. Not north side. I'm going to just stick with the south side.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say Chicago as a whole. The majority of the people that died under the age of 21.
That's
The majority of the people that died under the age of 21.
that's sad, man.
It's sad, but you know what's worse? We know this and we don't do anything to stop it.
Yeah.
We let it keep going. We breed more and more to this game, to this culture every single day.
Mm-hmm.
And we do nothing to stop it from the outside looking
You
in.
got to pluck the root, man. We got to pluck the root. I feel like people are trying to do their part, kind of like sliding around what really need to be done.
Mm-hmm.
People are trying to trim up the garden and make it look nice, but in reality, we really gotta denounce some of the shit that we do. You know what I mean? Like that's the only way to, to move past it and get out of that and present something different is to denounce what's being done now. And it's not justify it and say, well, here's a good gang member. There's a lot of good gang members. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of dudes that really care about their communities. There's a lot of dudes. It's great people everywhere.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We fighting you brought up the military. We fighting in a war where it's a lot of good people being killed on the other side. But they're the enemy, though. You know what I mean? Until we get rid of these borders and these lines and these separation groups, you know what I'm saying? There will always be conflict.
I agree.
We got to pluck it from the root.
Yeah.
That's the only way.
There's men right now who, if I told you the person who served you your food was from Vietnam, they would probably get up and walk away from the table just because they were in the Vietnam War. Just because they hate people on that other side so badly. We have people who, are you flying red flags? Are you flaming? Oh, nah. I got to do something about that. There are people who are like that.
For sure.
And you're absolutely right, 100% right. I really just wish the things we do that are constructive aren't used for training tools. Just last week, in Tampa alone, just last week there was an amazing attempt to try to bring the community together by having a water fight. So everybody got together somewhere on 29th Street. Got some water guns. Whole community had a bunch of water guns out there.
Right.
And
It looked like 43rd.
it was 43rd.
It looked like
I thought it was
Johnson Court.
Dolph, yeah.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
So a big water fight happened. Like literally the entire neighborhood came out for it. Everybody pulled up, cops included. Nobody shut that switch off. It would be amazing if we have opportunities where kids can have fun. But two things. One, we're not teaching them how to shoot a gun.
True.
Two, we're not also teaching them how to... Oh, no, the cops, they still ops on that. When the cops really was just there to make sure order was being kept. They would let them... They said they were down to let them... Like, there's even a video where they were down to just let them do what they were doing.
Yeah.
And you could see little kids throwing water balloons at them. Shooting the water guns at the cops. It would be great if we didn't breed it. If everything we did didn't breed it. But I understand, man. Like it's like on one end, I hate it, but on the other end, I actually understand it.
It's like on one side, you don't want to feel like you're a child being watched, like you're outside and your mom sitting on the porch watching you play. So that's one side to it, and it's like a prideful thing. Like, damn, We can't just be out here having fun. How you figure it's gonna be some issue? But on the other side of it, it's like, okay, if this area is known for certain kind of issues, somebody called this in. We got to be here. We're just doing our job type shit. Like, if you really want to just have fun, keep doing your thing. Fuck the outside distraction or police just, having to be there. Because they only doing their job. Right. You know what I'm saying? Some of these police are fuck boys and fuck women who are nasty towards, certain people, poor people usually. But then there's some who's just like totally out of it. They're literally doing their job and they're doing it good. They're doing it well. So we can't just automatically say, all right, when we see a cop, hey, fuck them, this and that, blah, blah, blah. Man, somebody called them there, dog.
Yeah.
Somebody called them there. Let's not make the situation worse. Let's prove, like, okay, we can do this and pull it off without a hitch. We're going to pretend like y'all motherfuckers ain't here. The next time we do this, y'all might not even have to pull up.
Word.
If we really care about what we doing. Or are we just fronting or just wilding out, putting out cameras because the police there and trying to make a scene? What are we doing?
That's a great point. That's a valid point, man.
Very much so.
You speaking of, we started off heavy. We started off real heavy. It was needed though.
Nah, it was very needed.
It was needed, man. Speaking of denouncing things, someone who has grown within the hip hop community and denounced a lot of things, his name is Jay-Z. And recently he's officially became a billionaire. So the question is Jay-Z officially the greatest of all time?
Is Jay-Z the official GOAT?
Hold on. I think we have to compartmentalize it. As an MC, I don't think there is a GOAT. But if I had to pick somebody at their peak, it would be Jay.
Here's the reason why I'm gonna say Jay in general, because bars still matter. When I put 1 and 1 together, still equals 2. Bars still matter. Jay's play with words and what Jay was able to do with words isn't superior to Nas, but the volume of consistency is. The volume of hits. Not talking about singles. I'm saying the amount of times he threw a dart at the board with an album or a record, it hit way more than it missed. Jay also benefits from, quite frankly, having everything at his disposal. He had the greatest producers at the period at his disposal, and he was able to make classic records with the classic beats he was getting. I think Jay's just been able to capitalize on all of his strengths and minimize all of his weaknesses.
And I think a big part of what you're saying is Jay grew up.
Yeah.
His content changed. He's always been mature. Even when he first came in the game, he was always mature. I think he always seen the larger picture as well.
He for sure ushered in a new era, though, for older guys to, present mature content. You know what I mean, and continue well on into their 40s and late 40s and so on. Like you see rock stars still touring at the age of 70 and shit. It's kind of creating a lane for hip hop to live on. You know what I'm saying? Extending the legacy and allowing us to get money for a longer period of time. And also, it gives an opportunity. This is another way to look at it too. It gives an opportunity for maybe up and coming rappers who haven't gotten an opportunity to shine, who are late 20s, early 30s, to really,
Keep on,
flourish. It gives them an opportunity. You don't give you a shelf life. So I can say he impacted the game in that way. To me, like, that's the most significant, in my opinion. But I can't say he's the GOAT because lyrically, Jay's great. Jay's great. You wouldn't catch me talking bad about Jay lyrically ever. But what I will say is, I'm gonna say a lot of his hits are hits. There's the numbers prove it. But I'm from Florida. I'm from Florida. A lot of that shit didn't hit in an impactful way around me in my life. It probably, like, New York was probably rocking when a certain shit dropped.
Of course.
Down here, not so much. You know what I mean? So when I think of the GOAT, I think of the global impact from start to finish who had the most. And that's a hard thing to kind of tell.
Yeah.
So what you got to do, you got to to me, break it down to lyricism. Is Jay the greatest lyricist? I say no. Is he one of the greats? I say hell yes. So, his money, his status, and what he's done for us is always great. You know what I'm saying? He hold it down for hip-hop at all times, from what I can see, but I don't think that elevates you into the GOAT. You know what I'm saying?
Real quick before you go,
Here's
what I would say about Jay. If we were playing NBA 2K, NBA Live, what was the best year? 2005. If we was playing NBA Live 2005, where you can manipulate all the stats, Jay would be the best overall.
No, he would.
He would be the best overall. He wouldn't be the
He wouldn't be the best at every singular thing, but overall,
but he would be the best overall.
Yeah, he would. If I like you said, lyrics, he checks every box as an MC.
I don't think Jay the best drug rapper.
No,
I don't think
that either.
Pusha T lives.
I was about to say.
He lives.
I would
Jeezy
take-
lives.
I
Jeezy
would
in his
take
prime.
Pusha before I take him
Oh yeah, of course.
when it comes to that.
Gotti.
Jay is the LeBron of the game in the sense of he could do everything. He could do everything, but he's not the best at anything.
All right, that I can agree with. I just can't give Jay running the table. I can't.
Oh
see
no,
that.
no,
I wouldn't say that.
No.
I wouldn't say that. I used to say Jay had the best stories, but he doesn't. I used to say Jay had the best bars, but he doesn't. I used to say Jay had the best punchlines, but he doesn't. So there's no category I'm gonna put Jay number one, except I can't even say sales because we got Eminem. So there's no category I'm gonna put Jay number one.
You forgetting about it?
It get a little
White boy
greasy.
being a cut. You know what I mean?
Like,
Getting a little greasy.
It's just tough to put. It's tough to discredit somebody who's top 5 in every category. It's tough.
That I agree with.
It's tough.
He at least
Because I
bare
can't
minimum
put,
top
'cause-
10
'cause
in every category.
We leave Nas out in a lot of categories.
I don't.
You won't be
No,
left
if
out
we
in that top
if we
five.
Nah,
break,
you're right, though.
If we break down every category, there's categories we're gonna leave Nas. We're talking about sales. Yeah, Nas ain't in it. He ain't in it.
You
If we talking sales, we're not putting Nas in there.
You
If we
right.
talking stories, Nas made a song where he was the gun.
Number
Sorry.
one.
Sorry, Nas is number one. If we're talking punchlines, Nas ain't in the category.
No, he not. He don't write like that.
If we talking, bar for bar, not putting Nas there. But if we talking if we're talking overall, Nas is top 5. Like
Nas
if
is
we're
top
talking
5,
overall,
regardless.
Biggie can't even make overall every category. Because I can't do that. But if we talk about overall, Jay's gonna still be. Look at what Jay has done for hip hop. In my opinion, Jay has made it cool to like J. Cole.
Yeah.
J. Cole was killing. But Jay, that's the
Did
one.
Jay make it cool to like J. Cole?
I think he made it cool in the sense Jay was always himself. And when Cole first started, he wasn't himself. So the image he has now, he didn't have that when he started. He was wearing gold chains, he was wearing Versace shades. And then I think he reached a point where he was like, because he signed under Jay.
Yeah.
He seen Jay's being himself, so I can really be my true self. That's the thing when he dished all like the materialism and stuff and he just started being himself. I think in
J.
that
Cole
sense.
released the materialism early in his career. I was fortunate enough to catch J. Cole.
Are you a J. Cole
early.
fan?
I am. I was able to catch him early. That's why. I actually caught on to J. Cole around the end of 2008, because I was in the military, and that's when somebody put me on. You get to meet people from different places.
Yeah. Is that when Friday Night Lights came out? What year was that?
No, Friday Night Lights was
This was
11.
this
11?
is
It was
this
11,
is this
okay.
is before Friday Night Lights. This is like the come
Actually,
up.
no, that was 10.
This is like Friday Night Lights is like 2009, 10. Like
Okay.
this is the come up right here. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's when I got on to him.
he had always had like this content. You know what I'm saying? That was like storytelling was there. It was off something different. It wasn't braggadocious. It was except who that but he admitted he tried something with that. You know what I mean? Like I feel like I don't think Jay-Z should get the credit for J. Cole, honestly. I think he should get the credit for signing him and giving him a platform.
Yeah.
I don't think you should get, because like he wasn't really instrumental in nothing. Like, let's talk about the features. Jay-Z, J. Cole features, name them all.
I wouldn't. See, the reason why I
it's
would
no
give,
big cosigns. It
But-
wasn't always talked about. I think Jay-Z probably talked about Wale more than he talked about Cole.
I
But he
wouldn't- I'm
featured
not-
J. Cole on, what was it, Stars Born?
But see,
Yeah.
I'm not
Blueprint 3.
talking about.
Okay.
I'm not talking
And they
about
had
on record.
Mr. Nice
I'm
Watch.
you
talking.
mean?
I'm talking
Right.
about as a mentor.
Okay.
As a mentor,
Okay.
helping somebody become comfortable within their own skin to do what they do. As a mentor, showing you, yo, look, you don't have to market it this way. It was Jay's decision for J. Cole not to have a single.
Oh.
That's what I'm talking. Like little things that
No,
change.
that's false. Because J. Cole came out on
Jay-Z
record.
said it on the
Nah.
Angie Martinez interview.
I'm gonna believe
can
J.
pull it
Cole
up.
on this. I'm gonna believe J. Cole on this. When they said, think about it, go back to his first album, and he kept bringing the album to him. It didn't have a single.
Correct.
Jay kept telling him, "We need a single. We need a single." And Cole talked about this too on his first 2 albums about how, what was the one line where he was just like, labels archaic, the way they formulated. So they were looking for the big single. Cole didn't have one. Then he came out with Workout, you know what I'm saying? And all that shit. And that's not even his steez.
Right.
But Jay brought that out of him because he needed to hit.
But
You saying,
I'm
feel
not
what I'm
talking
saying?
about at the beginning. I'm talking about after Magna Carta. After Magna Carta dropped, Jay said in an interview he wanted to make it cool that singles don't need to come out before the album.
So you talking pre?
That sound like I'm gonna roll with Cole on that one. I'm gonna roll with Cole on that
They
one.
both on the same
I'm
team.
a-
But it's
I'm
not a
a-
negative
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. Nah,
Yeah, because Jay known for
dropping.
dropping niggas. If he don't want you on the squad, he
Except
will.
Mint
I'ma
Bleak,
roll with that.
because Mint Bleak was.
Oh, my
Never mind,
God.
never mind, never mind, never mind. Rock Nation. If
You
y'all
gotta
see
deliver.
this,
You gotta deliver around Jay.
Oh yeah, yeah. for
unless
sure.
you're Mint Bleak,
Yes, man.
That's connected in a different way though.
Yeah, man.
You know how that goes.
Yeah, of course, man.
If you
Everybody
don't,
got that.
you-
Everybody got that, homie.
Yeah, no, for real, for real.
Everybody got for real. Everybody got.
For real,
It's Dwayne Wade to Udonis Haslam. You know what I mean? It's like
if you think about it,
It's a good
Udonis
comparison. though.
Haslam should have been cut years ago.
years ago, bro. What was his purpose, bro? I would like to see his
Aggressive, man. He aggressive for real. He just there. He aggressive. That presence means
numbers.
a lot,
Hustler,
man.
You know.
Yeah, man.
Udonis Haslam is like
Everybody
skinny.
need a Memphis
It's
Bleak.
like skinny Kendrick Perkins. He was like, we just don't do anything on this team. But
We
we're
all
just
need
gonna
a Memphis Bleak,
give you
man.
some. No, we don't. No, we're not
Oh,
co-signing
my
everybody
God,
needing a
man.
Memphis Bleak. We don't all need. No, really, you got to
Got a
say we
couple
all
of
need a
them.
Lil C's because it started with Lil C's.
You're right. We all need
It started
a
with Lil C's. Hey, yo, thank you for tuning in to the Wave Report.
You know, Styles do that.
Sometimes we be having conversations and it evolves. So,
Dang.
it's a crazy day around here. I just wanted to go ahead and wrap this
Styles be
episode
doing
up.
that shit.
Yeah, man.
These gentlemen over here have been super disrespectful. They said some super disrespectful stuff about hip hop. So whenever we have a conversation, maybe our next episode, maybe the next time you see all 3 of us,
Yeah.
we're gonna have a conversation
sure.
about hip hop.
For sure.
Because these gentlemen just said some very blasphemous things. I know y'all kind of came into the middle of the convo and y'all like, what's going on? You just got to stay tuned because the next time we get together, we got something to discuss.
Right.
Because these gentlemen just said some very disrespectful things. I
So
want to
did
tell
Joe.
y'all what it is.
Humble
did Joe.
I
Kendrick
said
Lamar's worst
everything. No,
song.
don't give any content. I said everything I said was true. We gonna talk about this. The next episode of the Wave Report,
Yeah.
we gonna talk about it. Actually, correction. The next episode of the Wave Report, we're gonna talk about it because you know what you're gonna get next week. Next week, you're gonna get a special edition episode. We're gonna actually be shooting our 4th of July episode, so you guys
Yeah.
will see that next week. It's gonna be a nice little special episode. But then the week
Righteous.
after that, all smoke is gonna be delivered. Make sure y'all subscribe to the Wave Report at the Wave
Telling
Report
you, man.
813, Instagram,
gonna get
Facebook,
ugly
Twitter,
in here.
everything. But these they gotta get this work.
gonna get
Next.
ugly
They got
in here.
I'm Joe Waters.
Hey, it's a Wave Report. Holla at us, man. Follow us, Wave Report 813, Instagram, Wave Report, Facebook. YJ going on tour.
For sure. And guess what? Joe side bitches in my inbox.
I'm out.
Humble is Kendrick Lamar's worst song, period. Debate me. He ain't say shit in that song, and I love bruh. Wavy, baby.
One time for your mind, 2 times for the grind. YJ.